right, guys, look, we had a fantastic day at the Celebration Bowl Radio Row where we got to meet Coach TC Taylor, Coach Janice Berry, as well as John Grant, Coach Buddy Pugh, and a host of other just great guests. Also, we got to have a conversation with the CEO of the um, what's it, the lobster company. So yeah, but the thing is, man, we had a chance to be able to meet some fantastic people. I'm just going to give you guys some highlights tonight of some of the conversations, but I would like to hear from you guys. If you're on YouTube, whatever, smash up the lights. Let us know how things are going. But if you want to know how things went at Radio Row, take a listen. First up, TC Taylor. All right, it's Kyle T. Mosley, HBCU Legends, here with Coach TC Taylor. Coach, tomorrow's a big one.
It is.
I was just talking to Coach O. He said it's about the moments.
Yeah.
Talk about the moments.
We here. We talked about this moment in Atlanta, being here playing for a Celebration Bowl, a national championship. And we don't want to let this moment get away or let it get too big. You know, the players have been even killed, coaches been even killed, but taking it all in. I told them going into this weekend, make sure you get here and have a good time also. You know, have fun. My team is at its best when they're having fun.
Yeah.
You know, but we'll take it all in. It's been a quick turnaround. That's the deal. You know, just coming off a SWAC
about
championship.
the 12-day turnaround. That was going to be something.
It's tough, but it is what it is at this point. You know, we want to play for a national championship. Yeah. That's the layout of the land right now, so we'll be ready to go.
Okay. Look, man, your pregame message to your team before the SWAC championship, that just left me in awe. I was like, man. But what left me in awe was the focus of how your team was responding to you. Coach O said you guys are family. Talk about that family atmosphere.
Definitely. You know, it goes back to when we recruiting these dudes in here. Sometimes we might not go get the most talented guy, but we get the guy that fit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I'm so big on the family piece to it. And they do a good job of coming together. They've done it all year. They accept their roles. They do a good job of that as well. But they look out for one another. They love playing for one another. And they love the success we have. And that's what we talk about with the family atmosphere. It's the type of players that we brought in, as well as the coaches. You know, they're doing a great job of, talking family, and getting these guys to play together each and every week.
Yeah. Your staff, man, what you were able to do to recruit the talent like Robert McDaniel,
yes.
Talking to Mr. Fertillion there,
oh my God.
Is just
studs.
Man, that kid don't even look like he's running fast. He's just out running everybody. He had 2 touchdowns in that game against Texas Southern, I remember. Kind of turned the tide for you guys. Talk about those young guys that you brought in and how your staff was able to do it so well together.
Yeah. It's about me implementing my vision and what type of kids we want to hear. I could think about Travis Terrell, for instance, freshman All-American,
right,
new freshman of the year in the SWAC. I wanted to get some speed. That was one of our biggest emphasis. And you've seen it come into play this year with Travis Terrell on the field. Jonas Fertillion, we needed a big receiver that can go out and take over football games. He's able to do that. Rob McDaniel was with us originally, a guy that we recruited at Jackson State and signed with Jackson State in 2019, ended up leaving.
And he came back, right? He went to Alcorn.
Well, he actually went to junior college at Gulf Coast first. Okay. And I wanted to come back, but, the staff that was in place then wasn't ready to take him back. Okay. And, once I got in,
you said, come on back.
That door is open right now, and you see what he can do on the football field for us. So all that goes into play, and these coaches understand my vision, what type of players we want to get in here. Yeah. And, we got a talented roster. Yeah, we got some dudes from the top to the bottom that can really play the game.
You would think, right?
Definitely.
After the 11 all SWAC guys, you would say you have some talent.
And it should have been a few more. Let me say that. It should have been a few more. But, I think that's why our special teams are so elite, because this roster is so deep.
Yeah. Look, for the past probably 8-9 weeks after I saw Irv do what he did against Texas Southern, I say Coach TC should be saying, y'all need to print out T-shirts. In Irv, we trust.
Great football player.
In Irv, we trust.
Great football player.
Awesome.
He offensively, I always start with the run and those big guys up front on the offensive line. So he fits our philosophy and the things that we want to implement each and every week. We start with the run game. And Irv Mulligan is a great running back. I tell people all the time, I tell the scouts that, and he's going to play in the pros.
Yes.
He is that good, talking about a guy at that size with that home run speed. Here's what's crazy about it. You see him through the week, he's calm, he's quiet, but then when the games get there, he turns to something different. He flips the switch and turns to a different guy out there.
That's what stars do, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We talked about, last night I was talking to my old roommate, how Michael Jackson flipped the switch when he got on stage.
Yeah.
Right? Prince flipped the switch when he got on stage, right?
Yeah.
Irv fits that same mold.
He definitely does. You talk about a guy that he runs with a different type of violence. He runs with a different type of violence. We saw it last year, though, but he unfortunately had the injury late against Alabama State and sidelined him. We was able to get him back the Southern game, the first time we played Southern this year. Yeah. That was the first time.
Week 3?
I think it was week 3. It was. Week 4.
Week 4? Okay.
Might have been week 3, one of the.
Okay.
It was. See, my GM knows.
Your GM spoke.
Yeah. So, and then once I saw him out there, I said, oh, he's going to be fine this year. He's back. He was a little rusty. You didn't see the top end. I said, once he gets back into playing shape, he'll be good to go. But he's one of the guys that's the backbone of this team, though.
Yeah. When it comes to your linemen, they don't get a lot of love, of course. Media loves.
For me, they do.
Yeah. Media loves the skill guys, right?
Yeah.
But those guys in the trenches, talk about how important and critical it's going to be for them to play a consistent game. Because I remember in Texas, you said, I just need my guys to be a little bit more consistent.
Yeah. It starts in the trenches on both sides. That's what I tell those guys all the time. If it starts in the trenches on both sides. We talk about taking away the run with our defensive line, and they've done that. We talk about being able to run the football with our offensive line, and we've done that.
Yeah.
They are, starting with the offensive line, just a giant group that loves playing together. Those old linemen be in their own world. They go down there to the corner of their end zone in practice and do their own deal. I stay out that way. But they bring it each and every day. You talk about Evan Henry, Kurt Ford, Towns Blue, who's first team all conference. They be in their own world, and they take pride in giving those tough yards to Irv, the guy we were just talking about. Our defensive line, no different. They do not want people running the football on them. Jeremiah Williams, True Thompson, Josh Noble. So, the thing is, what's impressive, you should see them going against each other.
Yeah.
In practice.
That's high quality.
Yes,
practice.
definitely.
And I think that's when it comes to iron sharpening iron.
Yes.
And that's why you guys have put yourselves in a position to be able to capture the HBCU national championship.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Nobles, McDaniel. Who else on that defense should we be talking about tomorrow?
Reed Pulliam, the linebacker. He's here right now. He is that dude can play. Ashton Taylor, the other linebacker. These guys can really play the game. Who else? Those be the names right now. True Thompsons, Jeremiah Williams, all those guys, they can play. Here's another one. Phillip Webb has been having a great year. A transfer we got in here last year from LSU. Yeah. He's about 6'6", 255.
How were you able to get him, man?
They love me. I love them. And that's what I tell them when I'm bringing them in here. You're going to have opportunity to be here. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. Those guys want to come here. They see how players get along with each other. And they want to be a part of that.
Okay, cool. Last question, Coach, before I get you out of here. When it comes to 3 o'clock possibly on tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
What are we going to be saying about Jackson State University?
They are the best in the country. That's a good football team, a well-coached football team, and they deserved everything that they got today.
All right. Well, Coach, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I wish you well.
Appreciate it.
You Tigers, you guys put it down every week.
Thank you.
And I think you guys are going to be highly successful.
I really appreciate you for having me. Go Tigers.
All right, go Tigers. Take care.
All right, that was Coach T.C. Taylor. I know all you Tigers faithful loved what you had to hear from Coach. You guys should love what you hear from Coach because there's a lot to like about the program, about what he's done with the program, and how he's been able to build that program from year one to what you see here in year two. Now he's the coach of the year for the SWAC. But we're going to get out of here and talk on the flip side with Coach Chennis Berry. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
I got you something.
We said no gift.
We had to get you something.
Thank you, honey.
I got you this.
Did you do this yourself?
Yeah, I had a great teacher.
Happy birthday.
I love you.
I love you too.
Love you. Thank you.
This is from me
Oh.
to you.
Amazon Fall Favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon Fall Favorites now.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
Something amazing is happening here. Climate researchers are weathering a data storm. That's because CDW transformed their devices and infrastructure with Lenovo ThinkPads and powerful edge-to-cloud solutions, delivering faster insights and increased performance, giving them the scale to stay ready for whatever's next. Make amazing happen. Lenovo and CDW.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
All right, Kyle T. Mosley of HBCU Legends, as well as the Black Sports Insiders, back with you. And we're going to talk a little bit about what Coach Chennis Berry had to say, but also I wanted to kind of throw you guys and special thanks to our partners this year with Stats Perform, with Urban Edge Network, as well as HBCU Plus. Thank you guys for everything that you've done to help make this a highly successful 2024 football season for us. Just take a look at some of these stats going into the Celebration Bowl. Let's get Coach out of here right quick. And let's see. Let me show you what I'm talking about, y'all. Ready? If Kyle T can ever figure out how to use this. All right. You just see my mug right here. But anyway, we're going to get these stats over to you so you can look at it in the flip side. So let's go ahead and we'll figure this out when we get back after what Coach Chennis Berry had to say today on Radio Row.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
You can't hide money, man. You look good, man.
I'm trying to be like you,
You
Coach.
can't hide money, man.
Coach, how you doing? You ready for tomorrow?
We getting there. We'll be ready when that ball kicks off at 12:06. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Guys are excited. Had a good little walkthrough. Guys are locked and loaded. Just trying to find a way to go 1-0, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've been your biggest fan for a long time.
You've been very consistent. Yes, sir.
One thing that Keisha told me, you started off the press conference and you opened the pulpit and opened the doors of the church, right? How you guys going to use that ministry tomorrow?
Oh, we just fall in love with the process, man. I'm going to be honest with you, man. There's no rocket science to what we do, man. We're just process driven. Our guys, if you talk to all our guys, they're going to say the same thing. We just process over outcome. Outcome is going to take care of itself. But if you just fall in love with the process, man, everybody wants the prize, man. At the end of the day, we all want the prize. But that grind, that struggle, that process is what it's all about. So our guys are locked into that, man. And when we do what we're supposed to do, the outcome going to take care of itself. No question.
Coach P told us he immediately knew you were the man to succeed. How is it to have Coach Jeffers, Coach P, those guys following their footsteps and now bring you to the point where you're on the precipice of winning the HBCU national champion as the Division I?
Man, God good, man. Praise God, hallelujah, man. When you even mention my name with the names of Buddy Pugh and Willie Jeffries, man, that just brings joy to my heart, man. So, you know, and the one thing I love about those two, I got great relationships with those two, and they just tell me, Coach, you got to run your own race, man. You got your own pen, and you got to write your own story. And that's why I love those guys, man. They never really, you know, they're there as resources if I need them, both of them. And, you know, I can reach out and touch both of them, man, but they're just great resources. But I'm following living legends, man. These guys are legendary, so if I need wisdom, I'm going to call on them. There's no doubt about it. Anybody that knows HBC football, these are living legends. These are giants in the profession, the Mount Rushmore of coaches. So to be able to have them right there at my institution, it's great. It's an amazing thing.
Coach, I always say that everywhere you go, you've been a championship coach. Everywhere you go. So now you go from Benegy, three times coach of the year? Two times coach of the year?
Something like that.
You didn't lost count. I think you know, but you're being humble. That's okay, I remember. Now you get over here to South Carolina State, first year, and you're here, first season. Talk about what that feels like at this moment.
It's a beautiful thing. It really is, Keisha, man. It's just a blessing, man. I am so covered by the blood of Jesus, man. I just know that if God be for you, who can be against you, man? And I truly believe that deep down in my soul. I know I talk about it, but I'm really about that life, you know, and it's, you know, just praying grandmamas and praying mamas and just people that just have poured into me and my development and just the journey. You know, everybody talks about the end goal, but the journey, all the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the people that told me no, you know, to be able to look now and say, you know, the people that gave me an opportunity, all I would believe in is attitude of gratitude. Don't ever bite the hands that feed you. When somebody give you an opportunity, you take advantage of that opportunity. And I'm grateful that first people that gave me an opportunity was Benedict College to be a head coach. Dr. Rosalind Clark Artist, I always give her all the love because, you know, when so many people told me no and said I had never been a head coach before, she took a chance on me. She didn't have to. And I tried to make sure I made her proud every time that we put our team on the field. And then to come to South Carolina State and, you know, have an amazing president we have with our President Conyers, man. And what an unbelievable leader. I'm grateful to have him now as well. And he gave me an opportunity. So I never want to bite the hands that feed me. And I always want to make sure I show attitude of gratitude.
All right, so before I let you go, because they tell us it's time to wrap it up. Coach, what's on your playlist? I know it's some gospel, but what you listening to?
Oh, man, I got some gospel. I'll tell you what. Let's see what we're going to play. The number one, I got so many, but I'm a believer. We're going to just rock with that one right now. Yes, I'm a believer. Because I am a believer, no question about it. But that would probably be the one I would rock right now. I'm a believer.
All right, I got to ask this.
All right, guys, that was Coach Chennis Berry of the South Carolina State Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are by Vegas. I don't know if I read the right report, but I think they're a 10.5-point underdog to the Tigers going into this affair on tomorrow. And what's your thoughts out there? If you guys are listening in, especially on YouTube, Facebook, you can put some comments. Do you think 10.5 is right? Too much? Too little? Or the underdog theory to be able to overcome can be something that the Bulldogs can play in their favor? What's your thoughts about what you heard from Coach Chennis Berry as well? He's a great coach, really great coach. And here's some of the stats, perform information about the Celebration Bowl. The teams have split their 6 meetings all time. So 3-3 on both sides for South Carolina State as well as Jackson State. Jackson State scoring a 37-7 victory in the most recent victory that they had. I think that was the MEAC SWAC Challenge or whatever last season with Coach T.C. Taylor and Coach Pugh, who was on the opposite side of the field then for those guys. But also look at Jackson State as one of the 2 FCS teams to win at least 10 regular season games in 3 of the last 4 seasons. Congratulations to them. A lot of people believe that after Coach Prime was going to leave, that Coach Taylor couldn't pick up and do what he has done. Well, he has proved his doubters wrong. A win today in the Celebration Bowl would match the Tigers' single-season wins record, which extends them to the streak of 10 games. Congratulations to those guys there. Jackson State is one of the 2 FCS programs with South Dakota State to win at least 10. All right, we already went through that. All right, let's talk about the matchup. You got Eric Phoenix, and you see what he's been able to do in the FCS, the most passing touchdowns of 25 yards or more. So the explosive plays are going to be there for South Carolina State. He's done a tremendous job. He's just 3 behind Zach from Incarnate Word. And I think when you look at what that connection that he has with High, that's going to be something that the Jackson State defensive backfield, which is more than up to the challenge. Those guys are very confident with Robert McDaniels, as well as Mr. Guthrie back there, who is the captain of the team. So those guys can handle that. Now, these teams have split. We already talked about that as well. Let's go on to the next slide. Jackson State, we already talked about that as well. So, but anyway, T.C. Taylor, he's always supported me. That's why it's good to hear from him after that game. He's talking about Coach Prime. Gave him some love after the game. And we talk about what happened last week. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? Well, that's going to be Mr. Morgan. Unless he can't go, then you have Mr. McDonald. He's going to be the backup for this game. All right, let's talk a little bit further. We're going to be back in a few minutes, and we're going to have an interview with Buddy Pugh.
Wow. Hey, Jay, this project might need a bit of zhuzhing. Holla back, Warren.
Please let me know your thoughts. Best regards, Warren.
I am genius.
Come to McDonald's and treat yourself to the Grandma McFlurry today.
So I trust everyone's read the prospectus. Lance? Why don't you take us through it?
We are here with the legend.
Let's get into the prospectus.
Okay.
I am genius.
Something amazing is happening here. Climate researchers are weathering a data storm. That's because CDW transformed their devices and infrastructure with Lenovo ThinkPads and powerful edge-to-cloud solutions, delivering faster insights and increased performance, giving them the scale to stay ready for whatever's next. Make amazing happen. Lenovo and CDW.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
All right, it's time to blow the whistle, baby. Trying to get down with the get down here in ATL. All right, tonight is the Battle of the Bands, the Band of the Year competition that's taking place over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And we'll see if FAMU or North Carolina A&T in Division I can be able to take home the prize. Let's talk to another HBCU legend, a legendary coach, Mr. Buddy Pugh, former national championship coach.
Buddy Pugh, Keisha Kelly, Coach, Celebration Bowl, you won this one, and you won it big. Talk about what's happening with Chennis Berry and the Bulldogs.
Well, Coach Berry is here with a whole new level, with a whole new version of the South Carolina State Bulldogs, and I can tell you he's done about as neat a job of anybody that I've been around for coordinating and for transitioning our program into one of his style. And I think they might be better than anything we've seen so far. So I'm excited about seeing what they can do against a good Jackson State football team tomorrow, because it'll be a good football game.
So, Coach, last night I seen it was a celebration. I saw some coaches walking through. I heard the name. I heard the word legend. And I heard Coach Buddy Pugh in the names of the legends. How do you feel when you hear your name associated with legends?
Special and appreciative. I've had an opportunity, Keisha, over the years now to be associated with so many big names in the sport. Coach Willie Jeffries, my football coach in college, is probably, one of the lead guys of all of the guys that we know about. I coached with Lou Holtz for 3 years at South Carolina, as an assistant. So, you get some pretty good references, when you talk about those two guys. But my most enjoyable part of the whole process for all of the years, 47 years that I coached, were the kids that I met, the kids that I had a chance to work with, the coaches that I had a chance to work with, all the staffs that I was a part of. So it was just a fun thing to do over the years. But right now, as I kind of sum up what's important about what we've done over the years, the most important thing you've done is the relationship that you make over the years.
Coach, when you talk about your past players and they talk about you, it's in such reference for what you were able to do for them off the field. Not just on the field, but helping to develop as men. Talk about those relationships like with Shaq.
Yeah. Well, the football part doesn't last for so long. I mean, it's pretty quick, actually. And in a situation where you're trying to make sure that you do the very best by your young men as you encourage them to develop the skills and the pleasures that you're going to have that'll take you into the rest of your life that way, then you've got to do a great job of making sure that you put things in the right perspective, for them. So I make sure that I try to do the very best job of treating my young men, first of all, in a way that they will have enjoyed being a part of a program that I led that way. So that's big in the whole scheme of things. I never want it to be said, man, I hate playing for that guy, man. That guy was a piece of what. So, I want to make sure that I've done a good job of giving my guys an opportunity to be into a fun program that way. So, then after that part, then you got to make sure that you drive them in a direction that they understand that you got to do the right things in life so that you can actually develop into a person that can go out and be successful. You can go back to your homes or wherever you're going after you get done and be a positive influence on that particular environment, whatever that might be. So those are the kinds of things that we're trying to make sure that we trying to encourage and develop as we go through the whole football process, and then at that point driving them back into their lives that way.
That's great.
Coach, have you had a chance to talk to this team about, you know, and we know it's under the big lights, and just telling them not to get caught up in the moment, not to get caught up in the big lights, the big things that's going on, but to focus and lock in. Have you had a chance to talk to this team?
You know, I have not actually since the team has started the season, and I talked to them a time or two in preseason just to kind of let them know that I thought they were in good hands and that we had put a plan together that I thought was going to be really successful, and that if it worked out, you know, I was going to take all the credit for it, and if it didn't work out, then I wasn't going to know what the heck had gone on. I was in no shape, form, or
was Coach Barry's fault?
It was all his fault. But I did give them, you know, an opportunity to understand that we felt like they were very, very well off as far as the situation that they were placed in. And then from there, you know, I've gone on about the task of kind of lifting Coach Barry for the rest of the year, because he's a fantastic motivator, and he's great about keeping them in the moment and making sure that they're talking about this 1-0 mentality. He wants to get them every day to win that 1-0 deal. He doesn't necessarily want to go any further than that. He doesn't want to get himself, you know, confused by any other goals and pleasures of that sort. So I like the fact that he's done a nice job of handling that kind of situation himself. Yes.
Look, Coach. We keep saying you did a masterful job recruiting Coach Barry. Charlie Neal and I were talking about it, and I think that has to be, it's understated what you guys were able to do to bring him into South Carolina State. He was a high commodity. He was a big name and the best coach in HBCU out available last season. But your relationship off the field seems as closer now than it was at that beginning. Talk about how you guys are evolving as seem more like a coach and mentor situation.
Well, I felt like he was the guy from the very beginning. And we had all these grand ideas about all these big name Deion Sanders type people that we thought would be the next guy at South Carolina State. But we had Coach Barry down a couple times to speak to our touchdown club, and I had seen him in some other circumstances that I really thought, you know, he did a nice job in, and that kind of stuff. So from the minute that I told them that I was retiring, I also told them that I wanted them to hire this guy, and that at that point, then, you know, that we would be, I thought, transitioning into not only a good situation, but maybe a better one than what we had from previous years. So, you know, I was all on board, and my president was kind of sitting there, kind of letting it happen a little bit, and he made me interim AD at that point to let me actually do the actual process of making the hire. And the fact that I was so driven to that point, then, you know, I went out and promised a whole lot of stuff to Coach Barry that I don't know if we are ever going to actually be able to satisfy. But at the same time, you know, hey, we were making it happen, and we eventually got it done. So, you know, after I got that done, then I simply threw it back in their lap and said, okay, now here's what I promised this guy. Now y'all got to figure
it out. Make it happen. You got to make it done.
Y'all got to figure this out. But now it was fun to go through the process of it all, because I can tell you that you're exactly right. We had some competition, and you know, there were other people out there who were offering as good or better stuff than we were actually offering. But it was the best job for the best coach, and all we had to do was try to figure out how to pull them two together, and we think we sort of did. So at this point, you can kind of see the results of it all.
Coach, we know Celebration Bowl is our Super Bowl.
It is.
It is our Super Bowl.
I guarantee it is.
It's the time to celebrate the Black excellence. And I was looking somewhere in Mercedes-Benz. It was like the nation's largest events are held here. And the Celebration Bowl was actually posted there. And that was just a picture I captured yesterday. Proud moment. Talk about how important this actual bowl game is and how it's grown over the years.
Well, first off, it's a property of ESPN, but it's owned by the SWAC and the MAC. Now, you know, regardless how all of the different paperwork of the whole process of that is, you know, I'm not exactly sure, but I can tell you that it is one of the most prideful and most memorable weekends of Black college existence. And you know, you heard people talk over the years of the game in New Orleans that Grambling and Southern play, every year, the Bayou Classic. And you hear about all the other classics that are around. But this is one where I think it comes together for the entire HBCU society that way. And, I'm thinking that this is going to continue to grow. When you have a South Carolina State and Jackson occasionally in there, though, those are the years that give it another bump up to the next level. And so at this point now, we're hoping that we get maybe over to the 50,000 range or something of that nature because of the fact that, that we've had, instances where we've had those kind of, I think we were 47,000 the last time that we played. So, we're in a situation here that we've got a chance to develop something that can be special for years and years to come. And, if we can ever figure out how to get the MEAC a little bit farther along as far as numbers are concerned, we can find somebody really good to fit back in our league. Some of the schools maybe that left, I don't know exactly how to fit. The Tennessee State might be an idea, maybe some of those kinds. I don't know who. But I can tell you that if we can get our league back numbers-wise, because we've got enough schools, it's just that we just need a little more fan base to kind of make this thing really take off and go to the next level. If we can get that done, then I can tell you that we got a chance to have something that I think we'll be proud of forever and ever and ever.
Well, Coach, you got a lot of pull. We know you can get it done.
Well, go talk to those guys up there in Tennessee. Go to Nashville. See if we can make this happen.
Let's hope we can do something. They got some issues going on up there right now that I think we could help them with a little bit. I think some of that kind of stuff traditionally would bring them back to a place where they feel good about themselves again. And at that point, then I think we could maybe make this happen. So listen. I said this is news to me now. Look,
I'm just throwing that out there. Some rumors and gossip.
Okay. Is that right?
Oh, no,
Is that right? You won? Okay.
You see how you
Well,
throw
I'm
back on me?
glad to know that I got a chance to put this on somebody other than myself. Thank you. So much, Kyle.
I remember this from your press conference, and I think you said something to this, like, I've been coaching for 20 plus something years myself. When people had you guys as the underdog facing Jackson State. And Vegas started out with this 11.5 point favorite for Jackson State over
South Carolina State.
What gives? Have they forgotten what you were able to do?
So what's the spread this year?
11.5.
It's this year right now.
Right now.
Oh, you got to be kidding me!
I can't believe
I need to hurry up and get out of here so I can put me a whole pile of money on that deal. You know what? I don't know. I can tell you that they build them big buildings out there because they got some pretty good ideas about stuff. So, and they got a lot of my blackjack money out there. I still haven't gotten that. So I'm looking forward to seeing if we can maybe beat those odds again. I don't know if we can or not, but I don't think they can beat us by 11. I don't think they can. Yes. Okay.
All right. One last thing.
Yes, Kyle.
3 o'clock comes. Who's hoisting that trophy?
I think it'll be us. Now, you know how that goes. I mean, I'm sitting here by just like you. I got nothing to do with this whole affair except for kind of sit there and be a fan. But I'm hoping it's us for sure. But I think it might be too.
All right. Coach, that's the legend, the HBCU legend, Mr. Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Keisha, Kyle.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Coach Buddy Pugh. Always a pleasure to talk with him. Such a important figure in our story, talking about HBCU football, HBCU sports as well. He, as well as Willie Jeffries, they preceded Coach Chennis Berry over at South Carolina State. 2 legends in what they have done and done for many young men who have gone on to the National Football League. Some of them are in the Hall of Fame. Some of them on the verge of Hall of Fame numbers as well. But it's great to be able to see him. And I think he did the right thing in choosing Coach Chennis Berry to be able to succeed him. Now, I was the one starting the rumor. Yeah, I was just having some fun, guys. I know some people are going to start rumbling, saying Tennessee State need to be in the MEAC. Guys, I was just putting that out there for fun. So I have no verification that that's going to happen. Okay, so just want to let you guys know that, and we'll be back in 2 and 2.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
I got you something.
We said no gift.
We had to get you something.
Thank you, honey.
I got you this.
Did you do this yourself?
Yeah, I had a great teacher.
Happy birthday.
I love you.
I love you too.
Love you. Thank you.
This is from me to you.
I am genius.
Amazon fall favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
Something amazing is happening here. Climate researchers are weathering a data storm. That's because CDW transformed their devices and infrastructure with Lenovo ThinkPads and powerful edge-to-cloud solutions, delivering faster insights and increased performance, giving them the scale to stay ready for whatever's next. Make amazing happen. Lenovo and CDW.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
All right, Kyle T. Mosley back again. Man, think about this. A team with Walter Payton, Jackie Slater, and Robert Brazile. 3 Hall of Famers from Jackson State University that are legends, of course, in HBCUs, but those guys did a tremendous job when they went on to the National Football League. And we had Robert Brazile to be able to grace us today at Radio Row. You've got to listen to what he had to say.
We're sitting with a legend.
Just another pretty face.
Just another pretty face.
Just another pretty face.
Robert Brazile, a.k.a. Dr. Doom from Jackson State University. How does it feel to be here at the Celebration Bowl?
First of all, you have to give honor where honor's due. I feel honored to be here because of the things I've been through in my life. And I'm here for a reason, for Jackson State to win. Wherever Jackson State goes, I want to be there to support them. I know I have my own accolades, but I don't have this one. I don't have the Celebrity Bowl win, which is going to come tomorrow.
And so, did you catch the SWAC championship last week?
Yes, I was there. I left at halftime. I knew what we was going to do. But I had to get to Mobile, pack up to get to Atlanta this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to let him have that because I'm a Southern Jaguar. So I was down. I stayed off.
I paid for those. Y'all know y'all couldn't come up in Jackson and do no damage.
You talk about not having this, and we see how Celebration Bowl has grown. We see how it has grown throughout the years from 2015. Talk about the impact it has and how this is a celebrated game amongst our HBCUs.
First of all, I want these guys to understand what picture they're on. Everybody nationally will be looking at this game. And this is an insight for them. They may get that look that somebody's looking for, a player, a color, a team, or a coach. So when we get this type of exposure nationally, come on, man, I want everybody to show good. I want Jackson to show better.
Are you gonna show up with some words of inspiration for this team?
No, I'm walking there with my gold jacket on to let them know that's where you're going. If you're headed that way, I'm waiting on you. It's a place in Canton for you if you want it. You know, all the hard work that I put through my career, but it started primarily at Jackson State.
Now, we're not going to see you out there trying to strap up and put on no pads tomorrow, are we?
Well, I tell everybody this one thing. I got a signing bonus left. All I can do is sign a contract, collect that money, and take it to the bank.
Talk about the Jackson State defense. What do you see?
I see a hungry defense. I mean, you got to applaud TC. You know, they came to Mobile, and I've watched them over the years grow. I saw these kids grow from babies to men. And I told them, and I keep telling people, I don't have no magic word to give you, to inspire you, to make you better. But when you find that word, it's only simple. All you got to do is win. My magic word is winning. You got to win and win hard every game.
What about what poses a threat to the South Carolina State defense? Is it more Morgan, Herb Mulligan, Portillion, or is it the whole offense?
Now you're talking Jackson State football. We're talking team football.
That's right.
I love what TC putting in these guys. It's not an I thing. It's not I can do this. And you know, me and Walter went through that. You know, Walter Payton. I said, no, it's still Jackson State, Walter. It's not all about Robert Brazil and Walter Payton. It's about us playing as team members, making that complete sacrifice to make everything work good for us as a team.
Gotcha. Are you excited about the fact that we're talking more on a national level and not including Coach Prime in that?
You know, we can always pat Coach Prime on the back for bringing us back again, because like I told him when we first had our first meet, I said, Prime, you ain't did nothing me and Walter did. We filled these stands, I mean, we got recognition, and me and Walter went out to all these bowl games. And they thought we was crazy, but I told Walter, it's about us showing what we got to showcase here to make everybody on the team get a shot. You know, I didn't know I was going to go number one in the draft. He didn't know. Well, I kind of think he knew, but I didn't know. But the thing about that, when we got there, we practiced like we was first blood. I didn't know you don't know me. I tell everybody this still today. My mother at 92 would tell you, if I scrap up and go through Robert 5 or 6 hole, he'd knock the crap out of me. He would hit me, y'all, so don't mess with me when he buckle up.
Mom will get you.
Mom will get you.
Look, man, we look at the NFL. Last year, we only had we had none to be drafted. We had one the year before Isaiah Boone, right? And this year, you look at the talent across the board, and I was just speaking to Robert McDaniel.
Yes.
I think he's a great prospect. What's going on? Do you feel as though the NFL scouts are just purposely ignoring the talent, or they don't want to make the investment in the talent?
You know, with me being on the Senior Bowl committee, that's one of the things that I'm going to attack more and more.
So you with Jim Nady on the
Y'all know I'm on his board, Senior Board Committee.
That's big time stuff right there.
No, my dad's been there for years, but he's been on on the traveling committee. But they asked me to do it because I wanted Robert Brazil Sr. That was his donut. That was his dinner. That was his bowl game, and that's what it had nothing to do with me getting drafted. But they asked me to do it. I said, well, this is a stage that I could use to say, what about this guy here? What about that guy there? Give them a shot, scouts, and tell me why they're not there. Because they missed so many during the time when I was drafted. You know, we had 8 guys to go to the pros and start off of that Jackson State senior team that I was on. Ricky Young, John Tate, Walter Payton, Jackie Slater, all these guys was on that team. So there's so much more talent that's at the HBCU, but we got to take a chance at it. We got to give them a fast shot.
Yeah.
And the things like we have down here, the Legacy Bowl and all that stuff, it's going to help.
That's what I was going to
It's going to help, man. The more recognition and more people that get out to see these guys. Because I believe if they can get a shot on the football field, the light going to turn on them.
All right. Going back to something you said. Keith, you said, you and Walter went to the various bowl games. I had a couple of young guys said that agents told them, don't go to the bowl games.
The agent
Especially don't go to HBCU Legacy Bowl.
Well, I want to tell that agent why not. Why are you cutting this guy's resume? Why are you not giving him a shot for a scout to say, man, did y'all see that kid a few minutes ago? Did y'all see what he's doing right now? He can't do that on paper. This game is not paid by words and on paper. It's paid by activity and what you can do on the football field and on the practice field.
Awesome. All right, 3 o'clock tomorrow.
I'm gonna be on stage. I'm gonna be on the stage with my gold jacket. You want an answer? That's the answer you're gonna get. You know, I'm gonna say this, and everybody knows Robert Brazil. I don't normally sit through a whole football game. At halftime, I get a feeling, and I leave. But I got to sit because I'm having a gold jacket, and I want to celebrate with Coach TC at this first national championship.
So that's the same feeling you had last week at halftime. That's why you left.
Yes.
Because you knew what was about to happen.
Yes.
You knew what was going to happen.
Yes. I mean, you know, a lot of, I can't tell you how to cook a homemade biscuit, but I can make one. I can't tell you how my peach cobbler is going to be good in yours, or my gumbo. But when it comes to football, there's something in the gut. When I feel the national anthem, and that first pop that I got, somebody out here ready to play football, or somebody's not ready to play. That's just something I did all my life. I'm 71, baby.
So I'm going to just assume, Dr. Brazil, I'm just going to assume you're going for Jackson State.
You don't have to assume. Cut me or blue, just run out. This blue's going to run everywhere.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So much. And I want to thank y'all, man. This is the type of exposure we got to have. The more we can keep our people's name out there, the more we're doing all these positive things. And if anything that I could do, I can't read your mind. And if I'm not busy, it's a yes. So thank y'all again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Hall of Fame.
Robert Brazil, Hall of Fame at 312.
He's slim and trim, Kyle. He's slim and trim.
Yeah, slim and trim, still has that tenacity in his spirit, but you could tell that he really solely believes that Jackson State has what it takes to be the Celebration Bowl winners. If you're out there, let's hear from you Tigers. Let's see how you guys feel about Jackson State's chances on tomorrow at the Celebration Bowl. We'll be back. We're going to have more from the players. Let's hear from the players like Mr. Fortillion and Robert McDaniels. And let's just hear what they have to say. But also, let's hear what Commissioner Sonia Steele had to say as well. We'll be back.
November is American Diabetes Month. And while nearly half of us have diabetes or prediabetes, every story is personal. There are stories of strength.
Every day is different, not one day is the same.
Hard work.
No es tenerle miedo realmente a la enfermedad, es saber cómo combatir la enfermedad.
And heartbreak.
When she passed away, it was because of diabetes.
But no matter your diabetes story, we fight for you and to find a cure. Join us at diabetes.org.
To the inconsiderate monster who has been stealing my pudding, I hope your conscience eats at you as you have eaten my pudding. Bring my pudding back. I wish you the worst, Dale.
Beautiful words. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Come to McDonald's and treat yourself to the Grandma McFlurry today.
So I trust everyone's read the prospectus. Lance? Why don't you take us through it?
Let's get into the prospectus.
Okay.
All right, we're here with Miss Sonia Stills, the commissioner of the MEAC.
All right, guys. Let's hear from Commissioner Sonia Stills, the MEAC. I tried to throw you guys a little nugget inside of this interview that we had with Sonia Stills, but it was good to hear from her. It's good to be able to have her on the show. Guys, check out the interview that Wilton and Keisha had with Sonia Stills.
Have you on today?
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you. So I want to ask you this. Obviously, South Carolina State representative from the MEAC this year in the Celebration Bowl. How does that make you feel as a commissioner?
Oh my gosh. Do you know the dynasty they have in South Carolina State, right?
Right.
You know, when you talk about Willie Jeffries and Coach Pugh and Coach Berry fit right on in. They such big personalities, but such talent that they have to do what they do, and Coach Berry, who has turned that team like that, right? So it's really good. It feels good to see the student athletes to be able to be here and experience this bowl atmosphere, but it warms my heart.
You talk about Chennis Bear. We were in the press conference this morning, me and Keisha, and he gave a text, he was preaching. I just said he didn't pass the collection plate, but he could have for sure. You kind of just alluded to it, seeing him lead this program after a legendary coach like Buddy Pugh. What does that do for the conference and seeing a younger, well, not necessarily that he's a younger coach, but he's younger in terms of being a head coach in the MEAC, leading South Carolina State? What does that say about the conference and the future of it in terms of more coaches coming in?
It shows the conference is very competitive, and you would have thought that Trey Oliver would have been here. But it could turn that quick, and it just speaks to the competitiveness and the talent that we have in the conference. For Coach Berry to come in, it puts us in a great position, but it also just amplifies the national platform to put the conference out there. And so I'm just excited to see what's going to happen. It's going to be a great competition, win or lose, on either side, particularly not our side. But it's a great look for HBCUs.
Absolutely. Now, I know obviously we're at Celebration Bowl and it's more about football, but specifically where you sit as commissioner, what's your ongoing vision for the MEAC and where you hope to see it go?
I'm hoping that of course, expansion is always one thing that we want to concentrate on, but we are really concentrating on the foundation of our Elite 8 member institutions. We are looking to expand on sports. We're looking in the very near future of bringing men's and women's golf as a championship. We're looking, I've had 2 clinics, one with Michael Vick and his wonderful daughter with women's flag football. I really would love to have HBCUs, particularly a MEAC student in the Olympics in 2028. I think that's the growth of football in the sport, and it makes it available to everybody. Also, we're looking at opportunities to, again, get us on a national platform. We were able to broadcast cross country for the very first time, which completes all of our championships are broadcasted, and that is huge for us. And so I want to continue to do more. And in addition to that, the start of our MEAC Foundation, we just started. And so getting money in to help our Elite 8 member institutions. People can give to one entity that serves 8. And so we want to be able to help the infrastructure of our athletic programs so that we can continue the inventory that's available for broadcast and help bring more money and revenue into our institutions.
You talk about revenue, and I have to bring this up, and more so specifically since we're talking about all sports, but then in football, name, image, and likeness, the transfer portal, it's affecting all sports. Obviously, MEAC is not obsolete to that. What's your vision on that, and how do you see it, benefiting the MEAC and even just other HBCU conferences?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we as HBCUs, we cannot compete. We don't have the revenue to compete like the Power 5 and the A5. Our focus should be on what our mission is. We were put here to provide opportunities where there were no opportunities for education. We educate and graduate more doctors, lawyers, engineers, and our students are coming to HBCUs for an education. The majority of our student athletes are not going to go to pro, and they know they're coming to get an education. So if we stick to the purity of amateurism, what we are here for was graduating our student athletes, then that's where we're going to win. We are going to, with the way that the House settlement is, the students are going to have to go somewhere. And so they're going to trickle down. And so we need to have a place for them to land. And we need to continue the message that you can come to HBCU, it is not less than, and you can go anywhere from an HBCU. And I think that's where our focus needs to be. Students are going to go where they're going to go. They're going to get in the portal if their focus is not on education. If they're chasing the money, there's nothing you can do about it. They're going to chase that money. But if you get to student athletes who are there to get an education, then that's what we want to do.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to transfer the mic to Keisha Kelly.
All right, Keisha, come on, girl.
All right, so sitting here with Commissioner Stills, you talk about the education component. How do you recruit those students to South Carolina State outside of, okay, we're talking about athletics, but how do you get them to buy in and say, hey, I want to come here and get a great education as well?
So this is the great thing about coming to the Cricket Celebration Bowl. One thing, our institutions who have participated in it, the enrollment went up. Because, like everybody says, athletics is the front porch to the institution. This is a great way to sell the institution, to show what they have academically. Do you know the large amount of generals and military leaders come out of South Carolina State? And so it's a great way to showcase the institution. So being here, being on ABC, gives everybody an opportunity to look inside the school.
And so you talk about your vision for 2025. Mm-hmm. One of the things you talked about in particular was being able to give back in one place. Mm-hmm. Can you further expound on that?
Sure. With the MEAC Foundation, our 501c3, we want to be able to help with the infrastructure for the institutions. One thing, when we talk about broadcasting, most of our institutions have to pay somebody to come in and do the broadcast. We need to be able to use our students to help broadcast. We need to have, instead of individuals coming in to lay lines, we should have fiber at our institution. We need the cameras. And so through the foundation, if you give in to the foundation, then we're able to help everybody rise together instead of one institution. Because normally people give to the sexy institutions. So everybody want to give to a Howard, an A&T, but what about a Coppin State? What about a UMES? And so when you give to the conference itself, it's able to share with everybody so that everybody can rise together.
And what has been one of the best experiences for you this weekend so far? Not the game, because we know who you're going for the game. we know what you're going to do for the game. What so far?
Drum Major Mickey, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He has. Did you see the dressing room? He got his own dressing room.
No, does he?
He has his own dressing room.
Oh, he should be. He should be like Usher. Girl, I love growing up. My family's from Florida, so going every year to Grandma's house, we stopping by Walt Disney World. So that. But what's great about Drum Major Mickey is he is designed by HBCU students, and that's tremendous, and it really shows the buy-in from the Walt Disney Company and ESPN.
Well, we thank you so much for joining us, Commissioner Stills.
I gotta ask her a question.
Just joking.
She coming in looking all fabulous. We thought it was a movie star coming through here at first.
Look at her. She
look at
her.
her. Yeah. One last question. Is Morehouse getting into the MEAC?
No comment.
That's all I need to know. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
I got you something.
We said no gift. We had to get you something.
Thank you, honey.
I got you this.
Did you do this yourself?
Yeah, I had a great teacher.
Happy birthday.
I love you too.
Love you. Thank you.
This is from me to you.
I am genius.
Amazon fall favorites are here.
1, 2, 3.
Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
Something amazing is happening here. Climate researchers are weathering a data storm. That's because CDW transformed their devices and infrastructure with Lenovo ThinkPads and powerful edge-to-cloud solutions, delivering faster insights and increased performance, giving them the scale to stay ready for whatever's next. Make amazing happen. Lenovo and CDW.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Okay, we're going to move away briefly from these. Well, I would say let's move into what's going to be new with Florida A&M, the Rattlers, with AD Suggs. Listen to what she had to say.
1, 2, 3, go.
All right, we are sitting here with none other than the FAMU athletic director. How does it feel to be here in Atlanta, Georgia?
Feels really good. Feels really good. I was here last year, of course, as a fan, but also just here because, of course, everyone knows that we are the reigning Celebration Bowl champions. So we're here as a champion for sure.
Now, talk about that. You talk about being a fan. That's a catapult. That's a jump from a fan to being an AD. Talk about that difference and how that feels to go from fan to AD.
Well, even coming into Radio Row today, as I saw Michelle Jinks and she grabbed me to bring me in, I said, that's right, I am the AD. Because I have to pinch myself sometimes because I've been a Rattler all my life. Born in FAMU's hospital, FAMU lab school, K through 12. And then went to Florida A&M for my undergraduate degree. Even worked in the athletics department from 2009 to 17. But it's good to be back, and it's been a great 60-some-odd days.
So I guess it's like the saying, Rattler born, Rattler bred. When you die, you're going to be Rattler dead. So what have some of the experiences been for you so far at Celebration Bowl?
Sure. We had our conference meeting this morning, so it was great to be in a room full of such great minds, right? As we look at what's next and what's new and what's coming for the landscape of Division I athletics at the FCS level as well. And how then do we pull these collective thoughts together to move our institutions forward? So great conversation this morning, great energy. It's good to be in a room where we all are pushing toward the same goal, and that's a great experience for our student athletes as we prepare for them to go into life and become the next leaders.
Okay, so going into 2025, what are some of the things that you want to see happen specifically with FAMU? Sure,
and so we want to look at growing our resources that we can enhance and continue to expand the student-athlete experience, but also the fan experience, right? We want to produce some of the best entertainment options through sport that we can in college sports, right there across all of our sports. And so we want to grow attendance. We want to grow opportunities for our student-athletes. We want to grow participation both from the fans as well as our opportunities to go onto those championship levels across the board. We want to increase awareness, right? Make people more aware of everything that we have to offer, from our sporting events to also the successes that our student athletes are having off the field and in the classroom as well. And then all of that is linked to resource and resource optimization and generating, again, those resources to grow our opportunities.
And before I turn it over to Cal, I'm gonna say shout out to the volleyball team.
That's right.
They just done their thing. So how proud are you of the volleyball team?
Super proud of them. Definitely a championship culture that exists across our teams, and volleyball definitely being one of them. It was a great opportunity. Now, we did get we drew the number 1 seed, right? It was drawn for us. That's where we went in. But to have those young ladies to be able to go to Nebraska, where, of course, it is a storied program, looking at success. They sell out 16,000 people for every volleyball game. There's a wait list for volleyball season tickets. They have the Guinness World Record in terms of 90,000 people coming to watch a volleyball game. And for our young ladies to be able to experience that and even hang in there with them in that third set is truly something that will be memorable for us all, especially them.
Annie, what are some of your first things to do next season? I know you came in the middle of the season.
Right.
What are some of those first things you need to accomplish after the summer break?
Sure, and so as we, again, continue to talk about resources, because that's what it's going to take, what we want to do is look at a multi-year plan and to develop that together with my colleagues, the vice presidents across the division, as we look at, because it's not the athletics department, it's the FAMU athletics department, and how as a team we can look at what we want our budget to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and how what we do in FY25 impacts how we show ourselves in FY28. How our successes that we had this year from looking at corporate sponsorships and other partnerships, how we then take that and align it to then show our growth as we move forward.
The challenge has been for you, other athletic directors, coaches as well, NIL. Everybody's talking NIL.
Sure.
And you talk about the corporate sponsorships. Will that be a part of the experience or the resources that you need to have coming in to your department?
Sure. NIL is a bucket. That's a big one at that everyone is taking a look at, particularly FCS programs across the board, not just HBCUs, and how do we remain competitive in that space, right? But also just the student-athlete experience in general. Looking at being able to raise our level even from a training table perspective and other opportunities that exist from resources, looking at how we can put our teams in the air more and that they aren't taking 8-hour bus rides. And, so when we talk about resources, we're looking at NIL, but we're also looking at the team experience and how we resource those successes from a movement perspective and a daily experience as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And one thing I thought was interesting when Coach Belichick took the job over at North Carolina is that he laid out a whole strategic plan that the college and the state had to buy into.
Sure.
And I know that's one of the things I think you have a good understanding from your last position, that you understand from a statewide perspective. Right. How to get things accomplished. Talk about that plan. Is there something or some elements that can be implemented over at FAMU or across HBCU?
So in looking at it, I didn't want to come in with a plan in my pocket that did not involve, the stakeholders, because we want it to be sustainable. Of course, I could come in with a plan and then not know, that may not fit here, right? I'm coming in with a box of shoes, not knowing the sizes of the people that we're trying to put the shoes on.
I like that.
So understanding what size we need across the board and being able then, after about 100 days or so, we'll be able to put some things out there.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing what you're going to do. Yeah. I'm excited. I know the Rattler Nation is excited to have one of their own to be able to do what you do. But you have a great track record, you have a great passion, and most of all, you have a love for the American nation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. All right.
November is American Diabetes Month. And while nearly half of us have diabetes or prediabetes, every story is personal. There are stories of strength.
Every day is different, not one day is the same.
Hard work.
No es tenerle miedo realmente a la enfermedad, es saber cómo combatir la enfermedad.
And heartbreak.
When she passed away, it was because of diabetes.
But no matter your diabetes story, we fight for you and to find a cure. Join us at diabetes.org.
To the inconsiderate monster who has been stealing my pudding, I hope your conscience eats at you as you have eaten my pudding. Bring my pudding back. I wish you the worst, Dale.
Beautiful words. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Come to McDonald's and treat yourself to the Grandma McFlurry today.
So I trust everyone's read the prospectus. Lance? Why don't you take us through it?
Let's get into the prospectus.
Okay.
All right.
One young man who has a great shot at making us hear his name being called in April, coming up in the 2025 National Football League draft, is none other than, there he is, Mr. Robert McDaniels. The defensive back for the Jackson State Tigers has a fantastic story, but the coaches and some of the players who like him and respect him say he's a great person. Listen up for yourself. I think you would love him as well. And he's going to be one of those impactful players in the Celebration Bowl. That's none other than Mr. Robert McDaniel.
Kyle T. Mosley here with
Robert McDaniel, defensive back number 3 for Jackson State.
The man, the myth, the legend, the one who puts the hits out on you. Man, Coach T.C. Taylor was just talking about you. He said, you are a pro. I got to agree with him. After evaluating talent for the NFL for a while, I know what you could be able to do.
Yes,
but
sir.
Before we get to that part, let's talk about the ship tomorrow. How you guys going to fare out?
Like Coach TC been saying, we're made for December. He's been preaching that since the spring. After getting the piece together, going through fall camp, and even just continue to work through the season. And lo and behold, we're here, and it's all just coming in fruition. What it's going to come down to is us just being dominant, playing our brand of football, doing the little things right, and we're not leaving without that. We're not leaving without that championship.
You had a different route. You were at Jackson State. Then you went to JUCO, right?
Yes, sir.
Then you went to Alcorn?
Yes, sir.
And now you're back
at
home,
Jackson.
right? How does it feel to be back with the Tigers in challenging for a championship?
I'm just blessed to be able to be in this position. I just want to thank Coach TC and Coach O for just bringing me back in and continue to believe in me and what I can do. I thank them for just, I just thank them, thank the program, thank the atmosphere, thank the community for, just bringing me in, continue to love me, continue to support me no matter how it may look. I give my all, no matter what it is, and I just want to continue to just do so and be able to bring this national championship back to Jackson.
Well, you've been doing a fantastic job out on the field. What are some of the strengths of your game?
I try to pride myself on, improving in any category, no matter what it is, no matter if it's my coverage, my zone coverage, run defense. I try to pride myself on, how can I be better? How can I separate myself? How can I, beat out the competition? Because our coaches always preach outwork the work, and that's what I try to pride myself on. Just continue to work, put my head down, work, and I just know, dedication and hard work gonna get you a long way, no matter who sees it.
Yeah. Now, you put in a lot of work, but also your defensive backfield mates. You got Mr. Guthrie. Talk about how you guys, because it seems like you guys are a good family unit, and y'all work so well together. You communicate well back there as well. Go ahead.
That just goes with, really just our team in general. Like, the camaraderie around a whole team is just, like, the culture and the atmosphere in the building is just amazing to see how far that we come. And that's what I think just separates us. We're actually together. We continue to preach family, continue to preach unity, and it just all comes together, even on the field. Like, once we're all in sync, we're all locked in together. And I just want to shout out to him, being able to be a leader on the defense and a leader of the team and continue to, push us forward, help the next man up.
Yeah, well, good. Have you had a lot of people talking about the NFL to you recently, or how do you feel about that?
Really haven't had much people talking about the NFL for me, but like I said, I'm gonna continue to work. I know what I can do, and I know, I was brought in this position right now to show what I can do, and that's playing in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And I just want to continue to showcase what I can do, help my team out, stay humble, and just show how dominant that I can really be.
Are you classified as a senior now or a junior? Or what?
No, I'm a senior on the field and I'm a grad. So this is my last one. So I gotta bring it back home to Jackson State, baby. I got to.
Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Jackson,
really? So you
Mississippi.
Gonna really bring it back home?
Really bring it back home to the city.
All right, man. How about your family? I know you guys going to have a chance to be able to meet up with your family a little bit later today before the game. Talk about how excited they are.
Man, when I tell you, especially after winning the defensive player of the game last, I just want to really just thank you. Shout out to my family. Like, they are very supportive of me. They seen how far they've seen the work. They seen the tears. They seen the setbacks. But regardless of that, they continue to just tell me, hey, keep working, keep your head up, because it's gonna pay off. And lo and behold, that's what's happening. It's all paying off, and just being able to just have them here support me is just a biggest blessing. They my motivation. They the reason why I keep doing it.
Well, look, man, I love your game. I love how you go out there and the passion that you put out, and the way you put the pain on people as well. But just keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's Mr. Who?
Robert McDaniel.
Nah, you gotta say it like you mean it.
Hey, Robert McDaniel, defensive back, baby.
If you guys don't know, now you know. That's Mr. McDaniel.
Yes,
and
sir.
He is one of the top players and top HBCU draft prospects that we have listed on HBCU Legends. Take care, man. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Robert McDaniel, defensive back out of Jackson, Mississippi. Previous colleges, he did a JUCO stint after being at Jackson State his first time. Then he went to Alcorn State for a season, and now he's back home. Robert McDaniel, he has done a tremendous job. I think this year he only has, one interception, but he has a number of solo tackles and passes defended and forced fumbles and stuff to that nature. And look at his size and his capability and what he brings to the table. He has a good range out on the field as well. We highly anticipate that somebody is going to be smart enough this season to be able to draft Mr. McDaniel. So let's listen to Mr. Fortillion, the wide receiver from Jackson State, Mississippi. No, he's from Florida. I take that back. And Mr. Fortillion, man, he's a game changer.
How you doing? How you doing?
All right, cool.
Hey.
All right, who we're here with?
I'm here with Jonas Fertillion, wide receiver for Jackson State University.
Playmaker, game changer. He does it all for Jackson State. And right now, I was talking to Coach O. He said you guys are here for the moment. Talk about that message that Coach T.C. Taylor has brought to you guys.
When we say we're here for the moment, really just telling everybody to take it in, because you don't never know when you're going to get this feeling again.
Right.
You never know when you're finna go into a bowl game again. You never know when you're finna have a winning season again. But I say I enjoyed the whole ride, the whole process we went through, and it just made me a better person throughout the whole thing.
Now, you have really shown up and showed out in critical times in games.
Yeah.
And I remember that catch you made and how you went down the sideline. It looked like everybody had a chance to get you. They couldn't. They couldn't get you.
Nah.
And I was like, I was telling my coach that was with, I said, he doesn't have a long stride, but his stride is long enough to knock you out. Right? Talk about that.
The way I run, you might think I'm moving slow, but if you was behind me,
but you're moving.
I'm moving away from you.
Yeah.
But I would say it's more like I can't control my speed.
Okay.
It worked when it want to work. Like, if I got to get away from you, I'm going to get away from you.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. I don't know how to explain my speed.
It is what it is, right? Well,
it is what it is.
But when you guys have been drawing up the game plan and you're looking at your opponents on the other side, what do you see from that South Carolina defensive backfield?
I don't see nothing different from what we've been playing all year. That's all, really.
Do they have any threats that could make you guys think differently how to be able to scheme up a game plan?
To me, no. Nah, nope.
Okay, all right. Talk about your teammates, man. How's everything with Mr. Morgan, as well as Irv Mulligan? You guys have just captured the nation with just so much talent, so much ability out there.
We got a talented team all around, and we just got Irv. He just a different.
Look, I say in Irv we trust. That's what y'all should be saying.
He's different, and I applaud him for it. Morgan, he's different. 6'5" quarterback, now he just stand up and throw the ball.
And can run.
And he can run?
Yeah.
That's different. You don't see that every day.
Yeah. I was there at Texas Southern game, and I saw it firsthand how he was able to turn the tables on those guys from Houston. But I also noticed when you had another, was it 2 touchdowns that game or 1?
Which game?
In Texas Southern, in Houston.
It was 2.
It was 2, right? I think that first touchdown kind of turned the tide for you guys as well. Will we be seeing that from you in this game?
This game, I'm going in with anything that's in the air thrown to me is mine.
It's yours, right?
Yes.
Good.
It's
good.
mine.
Where you from?
I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay. What part? Like, because I have family from Winter Springs.
I'm from Tangelo.
Okay.
Tangelo Park.
Tangelo Park. Okay. Yes, now?
Yes.
Okay.
He's from Orlando?
Yeah, he's from that area.
Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. The reason why I know it, because my cousin played with him on the football team in Winter Springs. So.
Dang. What football team?
I do not know the name because I'm from Houston. So. Yeah, but I tell you, man, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the professionalism. You just keep doing it. Are you a junior, a senior, or what?
On the field? I'm a sophomore on the field. I got 2 more years.
So you have 2 more years to threaten people and put wreaking havoc, right?
2 more.
All right. All right. That's Mr. Fortillion. I'm Kyle T. Mosley, HBCU Legends. Good luck on tomorrow, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we are. All right, Giannis Fortillion. Let's see. 2023, he only played in 7 games. Can you believe this kid only played 7 games last year? Well, he's 6'5", 220 pounds, a redshirt sophomore from Orlando, Florida. Talent. Coach T.C. Taylor said that's why he brought in guys like McDaniel, and Robert McDaniel is a great talent. You have Guthrie back there, great talent. You have Josh Nobles as well on that defensive line. You can go on and on with the talent the Tigers have. On paper, as well as their record shows that they can be a formidable opponent. But that's why we play the games. We'll see how formidable they will be on tomorrow afternoon. We'll be back for more of Black Sports Insiders and more from John Grant, the architect of the Celebration Bowl.
November is American Diabetes Month. And while nearly half of us have diabetes or prediabetes, every story is personal. There are stories of strength.
Every day is different, not one day is the same.
Hard work.
No es tenerle miedo realmente a la enfermedad, es saber cómo combatir la enfermedad.
And heartbreak.
When she passed away, it was because of diabetes.
But no matter your diabetes story, we fight for you and to find a cure. Join us at diabetes.org.
To the inconsiderate monster who has been stealing my pudding, I hope your conscience eats at you as you have eaten my pudding. Bring my pudding back. I wish you the worst, Dale.
Beautiful words. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
We are seeing.
Come to McDonald's and treat yourself to the Grandma McFlurry today.
So I trust everyone's read the prospectus. Lance? Why don't you take us through it?
Let's get into the prospectus.
Okay.
John Grant, architect, Celebration Bowl, over at ESPN Events. Now they're doing the Band of the Year competition, North Carolina A&T versus FAMU in Division One. He's done a tremendous job growing this product. It's going to be on ABC. That's another reason why everybody needs to tune in tomorrow. I don't care where you're at. If you can't be in ATL, inside Mercedes-Benz, tune your channel tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 noon. We're talking Eastern Standard Time. Let's listen in to Mr. John.
I'm here with none other than the executive director. Is it John T. Brent? I even got the initial right. I still
That's a good initial.
Listen, we know how it is. MEAC SWAC Challenge, Celebration Bowl. We know you're a busy, busy person, so thank you for joining us. How does it feel? Because it starts here, it ends here. How are you feeling about Celebration Bowl right now and all the energy?
Actually, when I walked into this room in Media Row here, man, this is incredible. I mean, the fact that this place is full. We got a lot of outlets, you guys included. We thank you so much for being here. But just the feel and the energy, we know this is going to be a big game this weekend, and you can feel it. And then we've got a big event tonight with the Red Lobster Band of the Year. So we got some big competitions going on there, for national championship in the marching band categories. This is great.
And you know, John, it's so funny because, you know, this is only the second year with the Band of the Year. And we know bands are a big part of the HBCU culture. Talk about the Band of the Year award.
Well, it's, you know, we recognize that, as you said, bands are the heartbeat in the HBCU culture. And to create this opportunity, we've been dealing with it since 2017 in terms of rankings, creating the environment for it. Last year, we were able to actually launch a competition to have the best bands in the country for that year rise to the top and to compete for a national championship here in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium as a part of what we're calling Championship Weekend. So we get crowning band championships on Friday and the football on Saturday. And this year, Keisha, you know, we've added a component which is Metro Atlanta high schools. So we've narrowed it down to the two top high schools in Atlanta, Jonesboro and Southwest DeKalb, in the high school category. And then Division II, we got Virginia State, who made it back from last year to compete against Miles College at the Division II level. And then at Division I, where you have North Carolina A&T, who is the defending champion, taking on Florida A&M Marching 100. So big night tonight.
So we know from the beginning, or inception of Celebration Bowl, it has just grown. Things have grown, different experiences, different things. What are one of your favorite experiences in this weekend, aside of the game, John?
Well, you know, let me tell you what's really is exciting for me. Two things. One, the reaction from the student athletes is just tremendous. The other is the reaction from the band members that are in Band of the Year, because they came in yesterday to rehearse in the stadium. They walked in, they saw the stadium lighted up with the Red Lobster Band of the Year logos and the marks on the field, and you could see that they knew that this is big time. And so even in their rehearsals, you could see the amount of attention and detail and focus. I mean, they're here to win. And that's what you really want, to compete and win, but also not just from a competitive point of view, it's educational for them as well from a musicality point of view.
Kyle?
That experience that these kids are having is a moment that they will never forget. Thank you for doing this, number one. Because I know when I played in the band, just to be in the Superdome, I was like, oh God, for that first time, it's just something. But to have them to travel here, and what you guys are doing in partnering with Red Lobster,
yes,
to make this happen, how did that all come to play with that organization coming in to support Band of the Year?
Well, it's interesting. We got a phone call that said, "Hey, Red Lobster's looking to engage in the community, etc." And they're, you know, Atlanta's a very key market for them, and certainly the agency was very much familiar with the Celebration Bowl, which we already had a title sponsor for in cricket, and we began to talk to them about, hey, the Band of the Year, which they were aware of. But as we went into more of the details, it was like, hey, what can we do to put our name on that? And that's how it really just began. People are very aware of the value of marching bands. And so we have a number of sponsors that are part of this event, but we're delighted that we now have a title who is committed to really being engaged in community and connecting community and investing and building a property that they know has real value.
What's next for the Band of the Year? We talked about the Celebration Bowl a few weeks ago, but what's next for the Band of the Year, in your opinion? How can you grow this to be a larger event, as well as a tent pole in everybody's? You got to be able to be at the Band of the Year every year.
Well, we have to make sure that we're doing all that we can today. I don't really try to focus on, hey, what this is going to be down the road, and not look at making sure we're taking care of the details right now. And so right now, we are assuring that our judges who are experts in the field or have the best of the tools that they need to adjudicate the bands. We're making sure that we're giving, which they do. They provide feedback to every band director after each adjudication on the categories in terms of how to get better. So that's an important part of it. And then from a fan perspective, it just becomes about awareness and continue to build awareness. But we want to do it right because we want it to be something that I will call is institutionalized. Just like football is an institutionalized part of the HBCU culture, a competition like Band of the Year can be institutionalized because at the beginning of the season, bands now have a place that they're trying to get to. Think of it, Ken. Everybody else is at home. These bands are continuing to play. And that is the opportunity that they have, just like our football teams have in the bowl game.
Now, the one element that was missing from last year and is going to be put in this year, I think is going over pretty well. You actually going to crown a champion.
Correct.
Each division.
Correct.
As well as the high school.
That's correct.
How exciting is that?
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. I mean, we can't say enough about the energy that we're getting back from fans, but more importantly also from the participating bands. Coming out of the press conference we had with the directors, it's without question. They all recognize the value of this, what this is, but they also more importantly recognize the potential that it has. And so we want to make sure from our vantage point that we are building it one block at a time and to assure that the level of innovation, that the platform we're creating for them to innovate, because it's taking some out of their what they have traditionally been in a comfort zone, is taking them away from that and expanding on that as well. So that's what's exciting to me. And I think it's more importantly exciting to them.
All right. Well, look, I hope to see you tonight. Have a great event. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be outstanding. But Keisha keeps talking about why the human jukebox hasn't been.
I did not.
I got to mess with you. But John, thank you so much. Sir.
Thank you guys for having me. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
John T. Grant.
We're sitting here with the CEO of Red Lobster. I ain't gonna ask you for no cheddar biscuits, but we're gonna talk about what's going on here with Celebration Bowl.
Okay.
We know that you are the title sponsor for the Band of the Year Awards. How big is that?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think it's a big moment. Red Lobster's had an amazing relationship with Black America for a long time. And I'm excited to make it explicit, shine a spotlight on what these kids are doing, the excellence that's out there on the field, the work that these people put in, and we're excited to be here.
So you do. You look very excited, very happy.
Yeah.
What has it been like so far for you here at Celebration Bowl?
Yeah, it's been amazing. The people here are incredibly welcoming. You can feel the community, Southern hospitality down here in Atlanta. So, yeah, it's been great, man. It's been great to be here.
I see her walking around with the little claw hands. I see her walking around with the little hands. What has been your greatest experience so far?
Well, tonight's going to be the great experience. We got the Band of the Year tonight, so I'm excited about that, right? It's the talent that these kids have, the passion, the hard work that they put in, and just the musical performances that we're going to find tonight. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Were you in the marching band?
I played football.
Did you? Really? Yeah. Wait a minute now. Come on now. Yeah. Come on, Mr. CEO.
I was on the field.
Wait a minute. Tell me now.
Love for the marching band.
What position now? What position did you play?
I played corner at Brown.
Could you see that? I can see that. So now, going back to talking about the Band of the Year, what made you guys want to go into this and be the sponsor, to get the engagement, to be around this actual event, a Celebration Bowl, mainly of the bands?
Well, the African-American community has been so important in Red Lobster's history. It's been a great relationship. You talk to people, and it's been a staple in Black households for a long time. And so I'm excited to just shine a spotlight on that relationship, right? And to engage with the Black community, to support HBCUs. There's going to be a lot of money going to these schools. And, I think it's a great thing to give back and to really speak to a lot of our consumers that way.
Now, y'all heard him say that he was on the field. Y'all heard him say he played corner. But now you're on the other side. And we know that in the HBCU community, sports are a big thing, but bands are a staple. Talk about how they are a major staple in HBCU land and how they are basically the heartbeat of the school.
The heartbeat of the culture. You want to go further? The heartbeat of the school for sure, but the heartbeat of the culture, right? Like marching band it's so important. I mean, a lot of times, and I've been to some of these games, after halftime, it looks like the game's over. People are there for the band a lot of the time, right? And I played football, so that hurts me a little bit, but I also understand it when you see what these kids can do, right? So, it's an important part of Black American tradition. It's been a legacy for a long time, and again, we're just shining a spotlight on something that's already been there and already been excellent and already been important to the community, right? So we just get to elevate it, show it to the world, put it on ESPN, and it's a wonderful thing.
You look like you lit up when you said that. We got 4 bands there: North Carolina A&T, FAMU, the Marching 100. We got Miles College and Virginia State. We get to see, and then we have 2 high schools. So now we have that addition. How exciting is that for those 2 high schools to actually, Jonesboro High and Southwest DeKalb, which I'm very familiar with. How exciting is it to add those 2 bands?
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, you could have told me in high school when I was playing that I could be on ESPN. I'd have done anything for that, right? It's an incredible thing to, these kids work so hard, throughout the year, for years, to get to the positions they're at, to be able to do the things they can do. It doesn't happen overnight. So it's a reward for all that hard work, the dedication, the discipline, the work ethic, the teamwork, the effort they put in, and we get to highlight them and put them on TV, on ESPN, which is going to be something they'll remember for the rest of their lives, right? So it means a lot, and I'm glad we get to do it.
Okay, now if you could have played one instrument, what would have been the instrument you were playing?
Well, I did play an instrument. I played trumpet back in the day when I was young, when I was in elementary school. So it'd be trumpet because, I got to be loyal to that. So
you still know how to play?
No way. But if I had to choose one, I'd go back to my roots on that for sure.
Kyle might still know how to play.
We're here with the man, the myth, the legend. I seen this guy when he was a young pup over at McDonald 35.
Come on, somebody.
Senior high school in New Orleans, Louisiana. None other than Mr. Sean Lane. What's going on, Sean?
Oh, man, all is well here in the land of the living, dominating, trying to help students become the best version of themselves. So I'm happy to be here today.
Look, you, Wellington, your whole family, you guys have done a great job ever since we were roommates. Business was your model, and business was on your mind. But you guys have helped HBCU students with the college tours.
Yes.
Talk about that.
My family owned Lowe's Express back in New Orleans, which was the largest African-American owned charter bus company before 2005, which Katrina affected us. And during that time period, I started a company within a company, entrepreneurship, and we started college campus tours. So we're in our 25th year.
Wow.
We've impacted about 65,000 students, and it's become a ministry to help students discover their path so they can have a great future. So we help students to select the right school, the right major, and the right careers often, because we have a great curriculum. So we're not a bus ride. We're an empowerment tour helping students to select the right venue and path for them.
How does a student get involved with you guys? Do they have to go through a process or anything?
We have 2 things. We have public tours and private tours. Our public tours on our website at collegecampustours.net or collegecampustours.com. They can sign up for there, straightforward. Our private tours are when school districts and churches and civic organizations contract us out, and we perform our services there. And we were nationwide, but we're international with Inbound Africa, bringing students from Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal on college tours here in the United States. So we've been blessed to be a blessing.
Definitely been that. You guys go from East Coast, you have a Ivy League type of tour, y'all have a down south, deep south tour. How did you come up with those variable type of tours? Is it because of just people asking for a variety, or what?
We study the market. We study the trends and what's going on. Right now, HBCUs are the buzz. It's been that way probably since the previous administration. Students are flocking back home because you got to remember, HBCUs have a unique mission to take students from where they are to bring them where they need to be. And every student, every college doesn't have that same mission. So we want to make sure that we patronize and support HBCUs, but most importantly, we do Ivy League tours, we do Big Ten tours so that we can plant a seed for graduate school tours. And sometimes some students go that route for undergrad, and that's great because at the end of the day, free is free. So if those colleges are offering scholarships, we want to support them, but we also want to encourage them to help them identify a community so that they can be successful during their tenure at PWIs.
Yeah. You had a great network with the presidents, administrators, even down to the coaches, band directors. Everybody knows what you guys are doing and putting down.
Yes.
Why is that so important to have the buy-in from the leaders on those campuses?
Stakeholders are a vital, important piece to what we do. Number one, we want to help supplement what they're looking for, and they're looking for outstanding individuals, outstanding candidates. So all of our students are capable and have quality, so we want to make sure academically that we enrich the campus, but also athletically, we partner with different coaches and bring them students that they can't find. And so we help them with needles in the haystack. For the band, we do the very same thing. We just want to partner with them so that we develop different avenues of quality candidates. We meet with presidents all the time, with admission directors, and we really supplement the process because we believe that it's a village. We want to make sure that we bring in unique talents to each campus.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with more of Sean Lane's interview. That's my college roommate, guys. He's done a great job. He's HBCU grad. College campus tours has helped a lot of kids be able to see college campuses, make the best decisions for themselves, and they've gone on and become highly productive citizens of the United States of America. But anyway, that's Sean Lane. We're going to have more of his interview. He has some very poignant things to say. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
November is American Diabetes Month. And while nearly half of us have diabetes or prediabetes, every story is personal. There are stories of strength.
Every day is different, not one day is the same.
Hard work.
No es tenerle miedo realmente a la enfermedad, es saber cómo combatir la enfermedad.
And heartbreak.
When she passed away, it was because of diabetes.
But no matter your diabetes story, we fight for you and to find a cure. Join us at diabetes.org.
To the inconsiderate monster who has been stealing my pudding, I hope your conscience eats at you as you have eaten my pudding. Bring my pudding back. I wish you the worst, Dale.
Beautiful words. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I am genius.
Come to McDonald's and treat yourself to the Grandma McFlurry today.
So I trust everyone's read the prospectus. Lance? Why don't you take us through it?
Let's get into the prospectus.
Okay.
I am genius.
All right, thank you guys for being with us on this Friday evening. I just wanted to give you guys a little taste of some of the great highlights that came out of Radio Row today on the Celebration Bowls Radio Row. We had some great guests as well, and we're going to finish up just a tidbit of Sean's interview, as well as one of the founders of the Celebration Bowl. You get to hear from him. And guys, if you're Jackson State, South Carolina State, if you guys are fans, you're here in the ATL, I really really, really implore upon you to go in and get a ticket and show up to the Celebration Bowl at Mercedes-Benz Stadium tomorrow. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be one of those games. I think it's going to be one of those epic games that you have to be able to say, I was in the building in ATL to watch it firsthand. Here's more from Sean's interview.
All right, let's talk about off campus.
Okay.
Family, through the holidays, there are some kids who can't go home.
Yeah.
And do you guys do anything to help them out or kind of support them through those type of times?
You know, that's excellent. For the students who've been through our program, especially the ones here at Morehouse and Spelman and Clark and Atlanta University Center, we open up our home. One of the things they do is at undergrad, we always needed somewhere to store our belongings because we had to clear out the dorms.
That's right.
So we allowed them to put their things in our basement for January. And also, it's nothing like feeding somebody a good big pot of gumbo and some red beans and rice.
Yeah.
And my wife, Shannon Lane, is an excellent cook.
And I want to mind you, Sean has never invited me over to eat over there. So I'll just put that out.
Oh, man, listen. Some people don't need an invitation. They just come.
Just come.
Hey, give you the address, you just show up.
Look, man, you are cute, but also the Divine Nine altogether is important in this whole process as well.
Yes.
Talk about how you guys engage them when it comes to the tours.
Listen, we talk to students about the inception. Why did the Divine Nine come about? It came about to move the needle in our community.
Right.
We often show the students the expression of our enthusiasm with step shows and things like that. But most importantly, why did we come about? And why should they join and be about? It is all about helping our students and helping our community to dominate their race. So it's been a great process pairing up with the Divine Nine, with all entities. You know, as a Omega Psi Phi member of Fraternity Incorporated, we don't discriminate. We embrace everyone. Of course, we work with the Deltas and the AKs and the Zetas, Sigma Gamma Rho, as far as having different activities and support. Now, we also do STEM tours. We do thematic tours. So we do science, technology, engineering, math, in which we go on college campuses and do STEM labs, hands-on, and then the Divine Nine is there to support us in that process.
Have you done anything with Calvin's STEM NOLA?
We have. My homeboy Calvin Mackey, Dr. Calvin Mackey, when we bring students to New Orleans, part of our STEM lab outlet is with STEM NOLA, and they'll go to his campus in New Orleans and do hands-on activities.
Yeah, and we know how that has grown, and they're about to open up their own campus out there in New Orleans East, which has been beautiful to see. You know, the good thing about him, people got to realize, Sean, he's a Ron Eagle.
That's right.
And he is a Maroon Tiger.
Hey, listen up. He was built for this moment.
That's right. So, that's what we do, right?
That's what we do, and we encourage everyone. You know, Morehouse holds a crown above our head that challenges us every day to grow into. And so it's very important that we encourage the village to run their race. That's what it's all about.
Definitely. Man, how excited are you to be here on Radio Row, number one, but also to see how this game has just grown?
Listen, as a product of HBCU, I am a Southern man in the sense that 50 family members have degrees from Southern University, with 9 with law degrees from Southern University. My father proposed to my mother in the banks of Southern University. So, you know, Coach Munfrey, who the stadium's named after, recruited my father. I love the SWAC. I was telling somebody yesterday, my first SWAC game in 1978.
All right, we're here with Coach O. But tell everybody your real name, Coach.
So my name is Jordan O'Daffer, and I'm the defensive coordinator at the South Carolina State University.
You hear that? The South Carolina State University. Coach, talk to us about the game tomorrow.
Well, obviously, this is an epic game. It's great to be included in such a venue, such an event. I mean, I think about it as a 2008 HBCU graduate myself, before we had like a Celebration Bowl, and you think about all of the illustrious coaches that have coached in and won these games and the players that have played in them. I just think, like I mentioned before at another table, you know, I played for 2 college football Hall of Famers, and I think that just being able to be anywhere near those monumental men, it's a great place to be at right now. You have two very talented football teams, two good football teams, have a lot of very similar statistics in terms of points per game, yards per game, points allowed. You know, it's a star-studded game. There are playmakers on both sides of the ball, all three sides of the ball for both teams, because, you know, obviously they have talented return players over at Jackson State as well. You have the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. You have the MEAC Offensive Player of the Year. You have a boatload of all-conference performers, a number of box throw All-Americans in it. I mean, what more could you want?
Yeah. I mean, not only that, you're representing large brands, but what you guys have been able to do as a coaching staff, assembling a lot of young men who weren't on your program rosters last year, to be able to bring them to the championship level this year. Talk about how you guys did it together as a staff.
Yeah, well, you got to have a great leader when you do that type of turnaround. You have to rebuild the roster the way we had to rebuild it because the cupboard was bare, and so we had to rebuild it. And so coming out of last year, it gave us the opportunity to see where the holes were in our roster, and give Coach TC a lot of credit, man. Me and him sat down as head coach and GM. How do we fix it? How do we get it done? What do we want this to look like? What do we want that room to look like? And so we got that foundation in place. We were able to go get the right coaches in the building as well, and share our vision with them. And you can ask any coach on our staff. When I met with them, I would normally meet with them before I take them to Coach TC. I would meet with them and I'd tell them, hey, it's national championship or nothing here. That's what we come here for. That's what you're choosing to work at Jackson State for. Right. And so that standard, that expectation, it permeates through our program from the top down. And so we get in that lab and we work.
Well, it's quite evident that you guys work and you guys work hard. But the thing that I love about your program is you see it in the pregame as well as the postgame, how together you guys are. It's like a big family from top to bottom. Talk about that.
Oh, man, that's a great question, Kyle. I'm going to tell you this. My relationship with TC, I think, is what helps everybody in our building know that we're not going to do anything separate.
Yeah.
People have tried to come between me and TC's relationship. They don't understand me in relationship. Haters. But
haterade all over.
Yeah, man. But me and him are best friends. We're brothers.
Yeah.
And the players see that. They see how we interact. They see the genuine love we have for each other. They see the look, the no big eyes. I'm a servant leader for him, and I want to see him shine. And he allows me my space to get my shine on. And they see that, and they believe in it, and it just permeates through the team. And so we enjoy that.
But not only that, man, I love how the kids gravitate to the message that you guys are bringing, right? Because I think it was the pregame before the SWAC championship. I was just amazed how they just focused. Once TC got in that circle, they were focused. And they got focused on the field as well.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
They believe in that, man. They believe in him. You hear the players off the time. You hear them start chanting TC, TC. That's because they believe in him.
Yeah.
And when I say they believe in him, it ain't about football. They believe in him as a leader, as a man that's trying to make their lives better. Our players understand that you come to Jackson State, yes, we want to win. We're going to win at a high clip. We're going to compete for championships. But ultimately, we want to see you be a successful man in this world. And so they appreciate that side of it.
I think that's one thing that gets lost. We look at wins and losses and everything else, but not player development, but man development. How many times has it been where most of your conversations about stuff not related to football that these kids really need to hear from you?
Yeah, weekly. We're gonna have our conversations that are non-football related. There's so much about the game of football that teaches you about life, and so it's easy to correlate the two. But every week we're going to talk about some life lessons that are going on at that moment to kind of help tie everything together for the guys, knowing that we're living in the moment. That's what the message is for this week. The word for this week was moments.
Moments.
Yeah, moments. We talk to the guys. You'll live through life. You'll forget about days, but you'll never forget moments. You know what I mean?
That's so poignant.
Yeah, so
because I can remember back in high school, my days, like, they get kind of fuzzy, but you said those big moments, that makes a difference.
Yeah, so we're in the moment right now, Kyle. We're in the moment.
You guys more than in the moment. You guys about to, y'all, your goal is to make what?
History. That's
right?
absolutely.
And I know there have been some guys saying, well, Jackson State's been there twice before through Coach Prime, but I say this is a different regime.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
A different regime, different philosophy, different opponent altogether. So talk about your opponent on the other side. What do they bring to the table that you guys got to key in on to make sure that you guys capture the win?
Yeah, no doubt. Coach Berry has done a phenomenal job of riding that ship quickly. A very physical, fast team. They play for 4 quarters, and I think any coach you hear your team described like that makes your heart happy. Just a gritty team that's going to compete for 4 quarters, never out of the game because they believe in their coach's message. He's one of the best motivators in the country, and he does a good job.
Is too.
Ain't no doubt about it, no doubt about it. But he gets those guys ready to play. And so just looking at them on film, you're not going to see a bunch of size. You're not going to see a bunch of just world beater athletes. You're going to see a very good football team that has talent at every spot. But those guys, they come ready to play every week.
They come to play every week, and tomorrow all the talking is going to stop, and it's time to play ball, football. That's what we love. That's why we're here. That's what we've been hearing. You know, Coach O, he's a great guy. And get this, the coach from South Carolina State we were speaking with, he goes by Coach O as well. So tomorrow, guys, enough of the talk. It's going to get down to some action. And this is why we play the games, right? To see the best of hitting, scrapping, being gritty, to be able to see who has it more, who's going to execute the big plays, the explosive plays, but who's going to be more consistent, protect the football, and put the W on the board. And that's going to happen tomorrow in the Celebration Bowl. Will it be Jackson State, the Tigers from Jackson, Mississippi? Or will it be the South Carolina State Bulldogs from Orangeburg, South Carolina? Well, we'll see. I want you guys to be there, support everything that's going to be happening. We'll put out our thoughts on the thread tomorrow. We'll have a replay of this tomorrow morning. But all in all, just support your HBCU. If you're not a part of HBCU, find one to support because they're going to need your support, especially upcoming years. There's going to be some financial challenges out there as well. Just don't know what's going to happen. New administration, new trials and tribulations. But other than that, guys, I really believe that this is going to be quite a great event tomorrow on ABC, 12 o'clock noon Eastern, 11 o'clock in Central Standard Time. I'm Kyle T. Mosley of Black Sports Insiders, as well as HBCU Legends on Sports Illustrated. You can follow us at HBCU Legends online, as well as at Black Sports Inc. on X. And can't tell you how all of these past 15 weeks leading up to this is special. It is. But you guys make it special as fans, so continue your support. I'm Kyle T. Mosley. Let's have a great Celebration Bowl on tomorrow, and we'll see who will be the victors and who will be the champions of HBCU football. Take care. Good night.